Okay. 3, 2, 1. Live streaming on YouTube and Rumble. Sorry. I'm a slow person. Very slow. Took the time. Just promoting my walk, not walk pad, but I'm promoting my walk pad now. But earlier, DeviantArt just showing how many watchers and all those comments, all those bots, those all that, just to get that on live stream, get some factual coverage here on my YouTube and Rumble. Trying to do more show, not tell, that kind of thing. But okay, did cover this on numerous live streams and content, calling out all these kinds of scammers, botting, all these unusual turn your stories into comics, web comics about all these solicitors, cold outreach solicitors making generic claims and pretending to like your story. Good day, viewers. Good day, viewers and audience that care to watch this live stream on social media platforms. General Sunbeam Tai Tan, Sunbeam 007, live and documenting live. Oh my gosh, my acne is so bad. My face is itchy. Moderate to severe acne still. My face are itchy. Had dinner, just popcorn and ramen. And that's how bad my financial debt is. I'm getting paid bi-weekly and I need the money really bad. Anyway, live and streaming. So documenting live, whatever's going on with me, what's going on here in this roof, what's going on right now. Well, just got off of work. It's always a long weekend, especially in a financial sense. My hair is growing longer, probably gonna need a haircut. Eventually, next month, gonna have plans. All right, so starting off with my social media presence with latest increase. All right, starting off with my social media presence with latest increase or decrease of followers or subscribers. Last I checked, my growth as a content creator has been moving up and down across platforms. On Facebook, I am currently around 535 followers. 535 followers. I used to have I mean, not four, 543 followers, and my friends list went from around 535 down to 431 or 430. On YouTube, I was at 197 subscribers, dropped to 195, then gained one back. Rumble is around 67 followers. Rumble is around 67 followers. TikTok is still very small with around 30 likes and 2 followers. Instagram is around 59 followers. Twitch is sitting around 41, mostly stagnant. Wattpad has about 10 followers still. I know I documented this and try to put a timestamp. It is still stuck out 10 followers, as you can see clearly. You see here on YouTube and Rumble. My Wattpad channel, General Sunbeam 007, still at 10 followers throughout the whole year. If Wattpad has an analytic to check how many I gain and lose followers, it would show how long I'm stuck at remaining 10 followers. So Wattpad has about 10 followers still. And DeviantArt is one of my stronger spaces with around 193 watchers on one of my accounts. Well, I showed earlier I'm about 494 watchers, almost 500 watchers on the Sunbeam Zero DeviantArt. How do I feel about it? Honestly, it is what it is. I would rather speak openly about the flaws, the struggles, and the slow growth than pretend everything is perfect. I am not here to brag about popularity, money, or status. I am here because I have a creative goal and I am trying to build toward it one step at a time. And I appreciate the support, the repost, share, spreading the awareness, spreading the message, hoping to grow my brand, grow my content as a hardcore, serious content creator, trying to make a name for myself and trying to be out there. I know the creator space is crowded. I know the creator space is crowded. It is competitive, oversaturated, and difficult to be noticed, to be seen, to be taken seriously among all the rest of the other content creators doing the same thing. Because I know the creator space is crowded. It is competitive, oversaturated, and difficult to be noticed. A lot of people are trying to grow, promote, monetize, and be seen at the same time. That is stressful, but I am still here. I am still posting. I am still building. I am still trying to find legitimate ways to grow my audience and earn extra income through creative work. If I ever become approved for monetization across my platforms, and if those platforms ever bring in even around $500 a month combined, my goal is not to waste it or flaunt it. My goal my goal would be to create a production fund. I want to save and reinvest that money into artists, animators, writers, voice actors, musicians, editors, and creative professionals who can help me bring my original anime project to life. That project is called Supremacy: Clash Between Heroes and Villains that you see on Wattpad. That you see on Wattpad. That's the first one at the top there with 1K, 1,000 read, 13 stars, and 102 chapters. Supremacy: Clash Between Heroes and Villains on my Wattpad. That is showing right there. This is my original anime version. The origin from my original stories on Wattpad. So it's my original anime vision. It is a world I have been imagining, writing, developing, and refining for many years. I want it to become more than just images, posters, prompts, captions, and concept art. I want it to become a real animated production someday. I sincerely hope so. I grew up hearing about One Piece, especially through the older English broadcast era. And that story always represented adventure, ambition, dreams, treasure, and the courage to chase something massive. One Piece was created by Eiichiro Oda, and began as a manga in Weekly Shonen Jump in 1997. The anime adaptation was produced by Toei Animation and began airing on television in Japan in 1999. That matters to me because it shows how an original manga idea can grow into something much bigger through publishing, production, animation, broadcasting, and long-term audience support. Obviously, I am not comparing myself to Oda's success level. I respect the amount of work, discipline, industry support, timing, and professional structure it took for One Piece to become what it became. But the dream behind it inspires me, even including the creator behind Naruto, the creator behind Dragon Ball Z or the whole Dragon Ball DBZ franchise, the creator behind Pokemon, the creator behind Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of all these Shonen Jump anime. But the dream behind it, or behind them all, inspires me. A creator had a world, characters, a story, and a vision. Then that vision was developed, adapted, animated, broadcast, and shared with millions of people. That is the kind of path I dreamed about for supremacy, clash between heroes and villains one of these days. And again, I sincerely hope so that it comes true. Oh boy, I need to get a haircut. And I'm really tired having all these moderate to severe pimple acne breakouts over my face, upper body, back, and chest. If I found my vision, I'm sorry, if I found my version of the One Piece treasure, all the gold, diamonds, crystals, all the jewelries, all the valuables, all the best rare finds, and money. And money would not be the most important part to me. Let me reiterate this. Let me repeat this again. If I found my version of that One Piece treasure, all the gold, diamonds, crystals, all the jewelries and money would not be the most important part to me, and part of the values. The treasure I would keep is the opportunity to produce my own original anime for television, streaming, or the big screen. That is my real treasure. That is my own version of One Piece. I want to watch my own anime. I want to watch my own anime. I want to produce my own anime. I want to buy an iPad or an updated iPad or some related mini computer to bring it with me, and I see myself watching my own anime, eating at a gourmet Brazilian steakhouse with fork and knife with a little stand to watch my own anime. That is how I really want to see myself. I would actually want to go to a fancy Brazilian steakhouse to watch my own anime and eat steak, all you can eat buffet, steak and salad while watching my own anime. That is how I see myself. I will be very excited. It is easy said and done, and I am very, very frustrated and flustered about how competitive and how overlooked this is. I want to watch my own anime. I want to produce my own anime. I want to eat steak and salad watching my own anime at a Brazilian restaurant or at a Japanese sushi restaurant. Eat some seafood, still using fork and knives. Combine them all together, I am indeed passionate for food and beverages, and again, my own anime ambition. And I am tired of being overlooked and not being taken seriously and starting to build this path towards that goal. It doesn't take one person, it takes more than one person. It takes a group of manpower, similar to Google, Amazon, and all the big companies out there. Oh my gosh. I want to see supremacy clash between heroes and villains brought to life professionally. I want people discussing the story. I want viewers asking questions about the characters, the regimes, the alliances, the battles, the mythology, and the world of Titanumas, the alternative Earth. If I had to refry, or if I had to put Titanumas in another word, it is like the isekai version of alternative Earth with superpower. 3 times bigger than Earth, a biggest planet, a big Titan like planet. That's what comes to my mind when I thought of Titanumas. Because Titan, you must. Titan is big. You is about you. All about you. I mean, I'm getting to that point where it's about this person, this character, that character, and mas is Spanish for more. So Titanumas, there's more to come in a sense. I want trailers, interviews, reviews, theories, convention discussions, and real creative excitement around something original that came from my imagination. I want to say that as it is. Just like many other creators, anime producers, developers, directors that produce their own anime, like all those Shonen Jump animes, Sujo anime, Studio Ghibli animations, cartoons from Cartoon Networks, and realistic shows from Disney and Nickelodeon, or just real shows, reality shows from various television channels. You bet that I will say the same thing, that I want to produce my own anime and I want it on television. I want it on streaming platforms. I mean business when I say that. I have expressed this in numerous live stream and have strongly expressed this on previous contents on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. Well, but now on TikTok, on DeviantArt, Twirl Me, a lot of social platforms, a lot of several social platforms. Hopefully, it have populated on the internet, hoping to make a name for myself. That is how much my own anime means a lot to me. Real creative excitement around something original that came from my own imagination. At the same time, I want to be clear about artificial intelligence, AI. I use AI tools for visual development, brainstorming, concept images, and promotional ideas. I am honest about that, but I am not trying to steal from artists, repost someone else's work, pirate artwork, freaking art theft, piracy, or claim I manually drew something I did not draw. My goal is to use the tools responsibly and available to help communicate my ideas while still respecting real artists and professional creative labor. Believe it or not, I am open to working with real artists, but I need honesty. I want honest communication here. I'm open to working with real artists. I know for without a shadow of doubt, I have commissioned some several artworks with actual artists, spending almost $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000 total with several artists on DeviantArt. But I need honesty. I want people with real portfolios, real credible portfolios, real communication, clear prices, clear deadlines, clear guidelines or terms of service, and professional behavior. I am tired of scammers, fake agencies, copied portfolios, pressure tactics, and random cold outreach messages claiming they can magically turn my stories into a webcomic, TV show, or major production overnight. And all those generic, oh, here's my Discord, here's my Telegram, here's my email, all that. Largely all the, like what I showed earlier on those outreach comments, all those comments on my DeviantArt on Sunbeam Zero, that's what I'm sharing, what I'm trying to expose. All those bots, those techniques. A legitimate collaboration should have verification, conversation, clear expectations, written agreement, ownership terms, credit, payment terms, and respect. I am not asking serious artists to complete major work for free. What I want is sincerity, proof of skill, and a professional approach. When funding is available, I want to pay for samples, commissions, references, animation tests, character sheets, music, and production work properly. In fact, this would be more of a work for hire. I'm trying to create my own employment here. My priority is ownership. My total priority is ownership. I want the art. I want all the art. I want the animation, all of it. I want the production, all of it. But I also want to protect the complete intellectual property, copyright, characters, world, story direction, and long term identity of supremacy. That is the value I care about. And on a separate note, since public events and conventions are coming up, I want to say this clearly: have fun, but be responsible. Whether it is ColossalCon, Texas, or any other public event, safety, 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 and safety still matters. It's been a heavily stressed term, safety. It still matters. Someone can get hurt when people ignores rules, act reckless, or treat public spaces like there are no consequences. If you attend a convention, festival, or public gathering, pay attention to your surroundings. If you see something concerning, document what you can safely document. Notify staff or volunteers and report it through the proper channels. That is not about causing drama. That is about preventing small problems from becoming serious incidents. Eh, Yeah, I'm not sure why it is always this. This is not about this. This is about that. That cliche. Fun and responsibility can exist together. You can you can enjoy the event, cosplay, take photos, meet people, support vendors, and still respect rules, boundaries, staff, and security and other attendees. So that is where I am right now. My growth is slow. My platforms are small. My budget is tight. The creator space is crowded, but I am still building, still posting, still learning, and still holding on to the dream. I do not simply want money. I want the anime, I want the art, I want the animation, I want supremacy brought to life. That is the dream, that is the mission. And speaking of conventions, public events, and being seen, I want to look back at something from about 3 years ago. Back in April 2023, fandom events held Etchy Expo Austin, held Etchy Expo Austin at the Courtyard by Marriott Austin Pflugerville. Promotional material listed the event for April 14 and 15 and included an adults only cosplay gala as part of the weekend programming. I want to give credit and a sincere shout out to the videographer behind Caught Your Eyes, Caught Your Eyes. That channel produced an approximately 8-minute 4K HDR video titled Etchy Expo 2023. Part 2, Cosplay and Rave, preserving part of that convention experience through professional looking event footage. Love it. That type of coverage motivates me. It makes me want to exercise. It makes me want to exercise, prepare, practice, rehearse, improve my presentation, and put real effort into being ready whenever a videographer, streamer, journalist, blogger, or other creator points a camera in my direction. I would like to participate in more convention videos, interviews, live streams, promotional recordings, podcasts, documentaries, news segment, cosplay, showcases, and public creative projects. Whether the content appears on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, X, Facebook, Instagram, or another appropriate platform, I am generally comfortable I am generally comfortable being seen and recorded when I knowingly participate in a public event. I want to make my position I want to make my position easy to understand. I do not have a general fear of cameras. Obviously, because I have a web camera right here. I'm recording myself here on YouTube and on Rumble, showing myself. So I want to make my position easy to understand clearly. I do not have a general fear of cameras. I understand that public venues may contain security cameras. I understand that very well. So again, I understand that public public venues may contain security cameras or surveillance cameras, CCTV. Roads may have traffic cameras and dash cams. Homes may have doorbell and exterior security cameras. Conventions may have photographers or photographers, videographers, photographers, live streamers, press representatives or news press, and attendees recording public activities. Content creators. Let's see what else. I have spent many years online. So I also understand that my public posts, employment history, government records, medical records, purchases, accounts, and other legitimate records may contribute to a broader digital footprint. I am aware or strongly aware that a digital footprint exists, and I take responsibility for the public material that I intentionally create. At the same time, reasonable boundaries still matter. Restrooms, changing areas, medical situations, private conversations, homes, and other spaces where privacy is expected should be treated appropriately and appropriately. Venue policies, consent requirements, platform rules, and the privacy of other people should also be respected and adhered. My comfort with publicity applies when I am participating willingly and behaving lawfully. As long as I am not harming anyone, fighting, threatening people, creating a dangerous disturbance, or doing anything unlawful, I am comfortable being documented during a public appearance. I enjoy publicity when it has a purpose. I enjoy making a name for myself. I enjoy being seen when I choose to step forward. I want my voice heard, my ideas discussed, and my creative work noticed. I am not looking for attention merely for the sake of causing drama, like Johnny Somali and other nuisance pranksters. I want attention that can help communicate my message and move my creative ambition forward. That ambition is still supremacy, clash between heroes and villains. When a camera captures me at a convention, I do not see it as merely appearing for a few seconds in somebody else's video. I see it as a practice. I see it as practice. I see it as experience. I see it as learning how to present myself as a creator and future public figure. Every interview can help me become a clearer speaker. Every convention appearance can help me understand audiences. Every cosplay video can help me study movement, confidence, posture, expression, and presentation. Well, at least my own presentation, posture, gestures, and expression is just being me myself. Oh boy. Every legitimate opportunity to appear on camera can help prepare me for a day when I may need to speak publicly about my own anime project, answer questions from viewers, present a production pitch, communicate with collaborators, or present supremacy before an audience. Well, I doubt that, but obviously I wouldn't be that surprised if it occurs. That is why I appreciate creators such as Caught Your Eyes, who document convention culture. Those videos preserve the work that people put their costumes, performances, appearances, and shared experiences. They also give attendees a chance to be remembered beyond one weekend. I would gladly participate in more appropriate public filming opportunities. I repeat, I would gladly participate in more appropriate public filming opportunities. Give me time to prepare, explain the project honestly, respect basic boundaries, and let me know where the footage may appear. I will do my best to show up ready, communicate clearly, and contribute something worthwhile. I have a dream inspired by the determination found in stories such as One Piece and Naruto. My version of that dream is to pitch, develop, and produce my own original anime for television, professional streaming, and eventually the big screen. I want people I want people to recognize the name Supremacy. I want people to meet its characters. Oh boy. Yeah, I want people to recognize the name supremacy. I want people to meet his characters. I want people to understand the world of Titanumas. Sorry, I got distracted. I want interviews. I want interviews, trailers, convention panels, behind the scenes recording, press coverage, reviews, fan discussion, and legitimate production updates. This is where I see myself going. Publicity is not the final treasure, but it can become one of the roads leading towards it. The real treasure remains the opportunity to watch my own anime come to life. That is the one piece. That is the grand line. That is where I see myself. That is the vision. I want to give a careful update. Now, moving on, I want to give a careful update regarding Mick Mignogne, or Vic M. Moving on to him, the controversial voice actor, sorry. The English voice actor widely known for portraying Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. As of July 2026, Vic Mignogne remains publicly active and continues to appear at conventions. For many that are against him, it's a big unfortunate. Anime Matsuri currently lists him as a voice talent guest for its 2026 event. This shows that although some companies, professionals, and fans have chosen to distance themselves from him, other event organizers continue to book him. A recent development involved voice actress Maxie Whitehead, who involved voice actress Maxie Whitehead, who portrayed Alphonse Elric, Alphonse or L. Elric in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. According to the Houston Chronicles, Whitehead withdrew from Anime Matsuri after the convention promoted her appearance as a reunion with Mignogne. She said that this type of promotion had been expressly prohibited under her agreement with the event. She said that this type of promotion had been expressly prohibited under her agreement with the event. The promotional posts were later removed. For background, Mignogne faced numerous public allegations. For background, Mignogne faced numerous public allegations of inappropriate conduct beginning in 2019. Funimation ended its professional relationship with him, and several conventions withdrew invitations. Mignogne later filed a civil defamation lawsuit against Funimation, Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, and Ronald Toy. The trial court dismissed his claims, and a Texas appellate court largely upheld those dismissals in 2022. However, people should understand an important distinction. The outcome of a civil defamation lawsuit is not the same thing as a criminal conviction. The court's dismissal of his lawsuits does not automatically prove or disprove every public allegation. Based on the verified information I reviewed, I see no responsible basis for me to declare that prison is an appropriate current outcome. Criminal punishment requires evidence, solid evidence, or clear evidence, charges, legal proceedings, and a judgment through the justice system not social media demands and all the hate and this bitter disagreements towards this English voice actor. Companies, sponsors, conventions, performers, and fans are free. So let me repeat again. Companies, sponsors, conventions, performers, and fans are free to decide whether they want to associate with him or not. That is a matter of contracts. Yeah, that is a matter of contracts, professional boundaries, reputation, safety policies, and personal choice. People who feel uncomfortable can avoid his people who feel uncomfortable can avoid his appearances or decline to support events that invite him. Or well, while other people may continue attending his panels or purchasing his work. That's the choice of the people, either to support or not support this English voice actor. Me, I remain neutral. I don't have a problem. I have never met this voice actor, but I don't like politics and all this drama. My personal position remains centered on due process. However, my personal position remains centered on due process. I will not repeat rumors, gossips, online accusations, or hearsay as proven facts. I am not personally involved in the allegations, and I have never met this person, nor have never been to Anime Matsuri and other conventions that are part of the controversial for inviting this voice actor. And I will not pretend that I witnessed something I did not witness. At the same time, due process does not mean ignoring legitimate concerns. If I personally witness misconduct, experience inappropriate behavior, or receive credible firsthand evidence, I would remove myself from the situation, preserve any evidence lawfully, document what happened accurately, and report it to the convention staff, security, management, or the proper authorities. I would speak about what I directly observed, not exaggerations, revenge narratives, or speculation. I also do not support people wishing violence, death, suffering, or unrelated personal misfortune upon him. Well, I don't know if he did anything wrong on purpose, Vic Minogna, but I want to be fair. I do not support people wishing violence, death, suffering, doxing, or unrelated personal misfortune upon him. Accountability should be proportionate, evidence based, and handled through appropriate professional or legal channels. Public public criticism and decisions to withdraw support are one thing. Demanding harm, doxing, and violence without due process or without due process is something else. This update is being shared for awareness as well, communicating this on live stream to all viewers and audience that care to watch or hear me out. I mean, this update, this expression is being shared for awareness, especially for anyone deciding whether to attend an event where he is scheduled to appear, where the English voice actor Vic Minokna, Vic M, whether to attend an event where he is scheduled to appear. People should research the available information, read credible reporting, understand the difference between allegations and court findings, and make their own informed decisions and not go by what the gossip or rumors said. Like go by your own choices, make your own choices, follow follow your own hearts. I will also review and clean up my previous posts. I mean, this was regarding my Facebook profile. I will also review and clean up my previous posts where necessary. I want my commentary to clearly separate verified facts, attributed allegations, court outcomes, and my personal opinion. I am not here to serve as judge or is judge, jury, or executioner. I don't know why. Okay. Well, I'm not here to serve as a judge or so. I am here to document the situation responsibly, encourage awareness, and stand by fair due process. Once again, fair due process and factual evidence. So again, hello everyone. Just again to any viewers and audience, hello everyone. Thank you for watching. This is General Sunbeam, your boy General Sunbeam or Sunbeam, and I want to bring several recent discussions together into one organized live stream. Central Texas public safety, national and international events, social media awareness, gaming communities, content creation, community rules, and personal responsibility. First, all right, sorry, I'm just overhearing my wife talking to her friends, laughing out loud, playing video games. I know because my wife posting all her games and her hobbies on Facebook, showing that she talks to her friends on Discord, Instagram, Messenger, and all that. So yeah, my wife is playing like multiple games or various video games on her computer. So that's what's going on, and I'm hearing some loud cheers somewhere else. Probably a few people having parties. I don't know. Anyway, first I want to address the continuing flow of crime and public safety news. Every time I check local reports, mainstream news articles, whether that's on the internet or on television, every time I check local reports, there appears to be another shooting, assault, dangerous driving case, theft, serious theft, emergency response, or ongoing investigation. That does not automatically prove that every type of crime is increasing everywhere. It does mean that serious incidents continue to occur and people should remain aware without becoming consumed by fear or serious anxiety. As of this recording, Austin Police Department's recent public bulletin include a July 24 officer involved shooting, a search connected to a collision involving bodily injury, a July 20 homicide investigation on Montopolis Drive, and other recent homicide and critical incident investigations. Local coverage also reported a fatal North Austin shooting in which a suspected shooter was taken into custody. These remain matters for investigators, courts, and official review. So I will not treat incomplete information as a final judgment. Pflugerville has also had concerning reports. Recent local coverage has included a gun store burglary involving stolen firearms, a stalking arrest, and other criminal cases. One of the local posts I previously shared also referenced a dispatch-based report concerning an alleged family disturbance near a Pflugerville CVS. Dispatch summaries in early news reports may be incomplete, so they should be treated as awareness information, not as permission to harass, dox, swat, threaten, or publicly convict anyone. My message is straightforward. Stay aware, pay attention, but verify what you share. Read the date, read the location, check whether the information comes from police, emergency management, a reputable newsroom, or only an anonymous social media account. Separate confirmed facts from allegations, rumors, opinions, and speculation. Avoid reposting graphic footage merely for shock value. Do not interfere with emergency responders, confront suspects, or turn an active scene into personal content. I'll make sure to keep that in mind. When there is immediate danger, as usual, as always, call 911. For something suspicious that is not an immediate emergency, document the basic facts from a safe position and contact the appropriate management, security staff, police department, or non emergency service. Provide the time, location, description, and direction of travel when relevant. Do not exaggerate what you witness. The same caution applies beyond Central Texas. Internationally, wars, militant attacks, terrorism, political instability, and humanitarian crisis continue to produce daily headlines. Recent reporting has included continued military conflict involving the United States and Iran, along with a deadly suicide bombing and armed attack against a security checkpoint in northwest Pakistan. These events affect real families, service members, civilians, economies, transportation systems, and international security. They should not be treated like they should not be treated like entertainment or an opportunity to celebrate suffering, which is very sad. Domestic problems and international problems may be different in scale, but the general lesson is similar. Reckless choices can affect many innocent people. Violence can begin with one argument, one threat, one dangerous stunt, one weapon, one intoxicated decision, or one person refusing to walk away. Toxic, toxicity. That is why I continue emphasizing laws, rules, workplace policies, event policies, and property rules. People may disagree with a policy, they may consider a rule inconvenient. They may dislike authority or believe that a restriction is unnecessary. However, disagreeing with a rule does not erase the consequences of violating it. At the same time, it is important to balance difficult news with ordinary life. My wife regularly plays games with her friends. As I said earlier, my wife regularly plays games with her friends. They may gather they may gather in a Messenger or Discord group call while playing games such as Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail. She posts about her gaming activities and several of her friends share their gaming experiences as well. I'm well aware of that. That is a normal example of how people now socialize online. A gaming session can become a group conversation, a screenshot, a live stream, a short video, a reaction post, a character discussion, a cosplay idea, or a community meetup. People form friendships through shared interests even when they are not physically in the same room. I also have my own history. I also have my own history with online games. I'm sorry, let me repeat again. I also have my own history with online games, anime, conventions, cosplay, live streaming, blogging, and social media. For the online games and gamings, that was a long time ago. I am in my early 30s. I don't play games as much. I don't watch anime. I don't invest a lot of my time in all those uh, extreme leisures. But anime convention, cosplay, live streaming, blogging, and social media, those interests become part of our digital footprints. They record what we played. They record what we played, where we traveled, what we created, what what we supported, and how our interests change over time. That brings me to content creation. Content creation means much more than pressing a record button. Once again, that brings me to content creation. Content creation means much more than pressing a record button. It can mean developing an idea, writing a script, researching information, setting up a camera, recording audio, editing footage, correcting mistakes. making a title, designing a thumbnail, writing a description, adding disclosures, responding to comments, sharing the post, and checking its performance afterward. A creator may spend hours preparing something that receives only a few views. Another person may post a quick clip that unexpectedly reaches thousands of people. There is no guarantee. When I say that content creation is competitive, crowded, and oversaturated, here is what I mean in simple terms. It is competitive because many creators are seeking the same limited attention. It is crowded because millions of posts, videos, streams, images, articles, songs, and advertisements are constantly being uploaded. It is oversaturated because there is more content available than any person could realistically watch. Again, it is oversaturated because there is more content available than any person could realistically watch. So let me say these in simple terms. Let me repeat again. It is competitive because many creators are seeking the same limited attention. It is crowded because millions of posts, videos, streams, images, articles, songs, and advertisements are constantly being uploaded. It is oversaturated because there is more content available than any person could realistically watch. Every creator is trying to appear in somebody's feed. Every creator wants viewers to stop scrolling. Businesses, celebrities, news outlets, independent artists, gamers, commentators, musicians, and everyday users are all competing on the same platforms. Being seen requires consistency, patience. Being seen requires consistency, patience, clear presentation, useful or entertaining material, and audience trust. Even then, growth may remain slow. Followers can appear and disappear. One of my recent Facebook records showed approximately 535 followers and 58 accounts followed. So again, Facebook records show approximately 535 followers and 58 accounts followed, while another showed 536 followers and 59 followed. That small movement demonstrates how creator numbers can rise or fall from one day to the next. That is why I try not to measure my complete worth through one subscriber count. I want views, followers, subscribers, attention, interviews, publicity, and legitimate opportunities. I want my voice heard. I want people to recognize General Sunbeam, the GS. I want the long-term purpose is larger, but the long-term purpose is larger than becoming temporarily popular or temporary viral. My goal remains to develop and eventually pitch my own original anime project. Supremacy, clash between heroes and villains. Content creation gives me a way to practice speaking, present the characters, test ideas, build an audience, document the creative process, and show what the project could eventually become. It also gives potential collaborators a history they can examine instead of receiving an unexplained message from someone with no visible work. Those lousy bots on DeviantArt, those cold solicitor outreach that turns your literature's stories into webcomics. So again, it also gives potential collaborators a history they can examine instead of receiving an unexplained message from someone with no visible work. However, creator spaces also attract scams. I have received confusing mask tags, questionable promotion questionable promotions, suspicious links, and unsolicited messages. One uploaded record showed a random user tagging me and dozens of other accounts in a strange promotional post. That is exactly the type of situation where people should slow down before clicking anything. Do not assume that every person claiming to be an artist, producer, agency, manager, investor, or webcomic developer is legitimate. Check the account history. Check the account history. Examine the portfolio. Search for copied images. So examine the portfolio, search for copied images, ask for written terms, avoid sending money merely because someone creates urgency or promises instant success. Real production takes planning, contracts, funding, communication, verified work, and time. Social media awareness is part of general safety. Social media awareness is part of general safety, so is physical community awareness. Now that brings me to Boulder Ridge and the surrounding Sun Community's property. The pools, gym, clubhouses, and related amenities are private community facilities. Residents who pay to live on site should still make sure their access has been properly activated. Again, this is for the rent paying residents who live on site, who live on the property, should still make their access, should still make sure their access has been properly activated. Paying rent, paying rent does not automatically mean that every phone or account has already been registered in the electronic access system. At the time of the posted Boulder Ridge notice shown in my documents, pool access required the Alta Avlagon application, formerly OpenPath. The Alta Avlagon application, the same application used for gym access. Residents who were not registered were instructed to visit the front office with identification. The posted schedule also showed the pool opens Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. with Monday listed as closed. Oof. With Monday listed as closed. Hours and procedures can change, so residents should follow the newest posted notice and confirm current information with management. For authorized residents, the process should be simple. Contact the Boulder Ridge office, confirm that the household is registered, download the correct access application, make sure Bluetooth and necessary phone permissions are enabled. Test access during office hours instead of waiting until the office is closed. Report a malfunctioning gate or access reader rather than forcing it open. Please and thank you. For visitors, friends, and relatives, the resident should confirm the current guest policy, usually no more than 2 guests. Guests should remain with the authorized resident when required. Anyone who is not a resident, approved guest, employee, contractor, emergency responder, or otherwise authorized person should not enter restricted amenities or bypass secured gates, and must ask any staff or pool attendant permission to use restrooms if that should be the case. No one should climb fences, pull open lock gates, borrow another resident's credentials, follow closely behind an authorized user to slip inside or enter through an unsecured opening. That is unsafe and may be treated as unauthorized access or trespassing. Pool rules also exist for a reason. Walk on the deck instead of running, supervise children continuously, respect depth markings and no diving areas, avoid dangerous flips, wrestling, forced dunking, and rough horseplay. Do not hold another swimmer underwater, like that eventually will become harmful. So yeah, do not hold another swimmer underwater. Keep glass and prohibit items away from the pool. No glass, no alcohol. Follow the posted food, drink, guest, bicycle, and scooter rules. Keep gates closed. Oh man, I'm getting a little sleepy. Keep gates closed. Use the restrooms properly. Place trash in the correct container or place trash in the correct containers. Listen when staff announce closing time. Leave the watering facility when instructed. A pool attendant supports operations, cleanliness, access control, and general safety. A pool attendant is not a substitute for a parent or responsible adult supervising a child. If there is no lifeguard on duty, every swimmer must understand that that personal responsibility and active adult supervision become even more important. The rules apply even when the pool is quiet. The rules apply even when the pool is quiet. They apply when friends are watching. They apply when friends are watching. They apply when someone is filming. They apply when someone is filming. They apply when a person wants to attempt something for likes, views, or a reaction. No piece of content is worth a serious injury. No prank is worth traumatizing another resident. No social media challenge is worth losing access to the property, facing removal, receiving a citation, or causing an emergency. This message is not about treating every person as suspicious. It is about protecting the people who live there, protecting the employees who work there, and protecting the facilities that residents help pay to maintain. So, to bring everything together, stay aware of local news, but verify information before repeating it. Pay attention to national and international events without celebrating violence or becoming trapped in constant fear. Enjoy enjoy gaming conventions, anime, social media, and group activities responsibly. Support support creators, but understand that the online space is extremely crowded. Protect your accounts from suspicious links, mass tagging, fake agency, and dishonest solicitations. Follow the law, follow property policies, follow event policies, follow workplace rules, follow park and pool rules, respect private property, use the authorized access application, contact the Boulder Ridge office when your resident access is not working, do not trespass, bypass gates, or enter private Sun communities' amenities without authorization. Look after children, look after one another. Report serious concerns to the proper channel, and remember that awareness works best when it is calm, factual, responsible, and respectful. This is General Sunbeam, and that is the memo. Thank you for watching, following, and subscribing. And I might as well head off to bed. I'm feeling sleepy, I'm getting drowsy, and I got work tomorrow, the next day. Oh boy. Yep, getting sleepy. Nope, time to head off to bed. Well, you have a good night, viewers and audience. Good night, YouTube. Good night, Rumble. Good night, Boulder Ridge. I'll be back to work doing what's best for business. What's best for the community and what's best for business. So again, good night, Boulder Ridge, and good night, YouTube and Rumble. This is General Sunbeam. Peace.